Perfect. So for those of you who are new, you can ask questions anytime. Maybe I take a while to respond because there are many of you, and also because I want to explain some stuff. Today, I want to go over, I wanted to create a case study, but actually I want to go over some trades during this live trading, and then maybe later I cut out the case study and we look at it together. Let's go over some trades, some charts. Monday was, which number was Monday? Today is the 29th. Monday here, perfect. So, as you can see, we are in an uptrend. We were in an uptrend, and here I decided to go against the trend, which is very, very risky. I don't recommend going against the trend in general, unless you are more experienced. But what happened here was that we took out liquidity of the previous high, all right? So external liquidity was being taken. And therefore, since external liquidity was taken, we were targeting some internal liquidity. Now, also keep in mind that I'm not interested in entering sales from this supply or from a refined supply right here, because if the trend is bullish, this high is a weak high. Therefore, there are high probabilities of the high getting taken out. So for this reason, I was waiting. After we take it out, I know that we will go for some internal liquidity. You can see also in the 1 hour the setup, but let me go on lower time frames to show it better here. So we are in this clear uptrend. Here with this move to the downside, we create a change of Carter right here. After this change of Carter, basically this becomes external liquidity, and we have some internal liquidity to take. We take the internal liquidity. We have the supply right here. And I also had a higher supply actually, where I was looking for possible entries. But what happens here is that, let's go even on lower time frames to check it out. This is a trade that I sent to the Signal group. On the 3 minutes, we were on uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high. What happens? Lower low, lower low, retracement to supply and trade basically. From here, actually it was pretty accurate. It was perfectly from here, 68.5. I sent a pending order, sell limit pending order, and we took this sell. So this is the breakdown of this trade. Now let's see some other things that happened during this week. Let's go on higher time frames on NZD CAD, and let's check what's going on. Okay, perfect. So after this, we went for all the internal liquidity. We took external liquidity of this high, and we're going for internal liquidity. So we go for internal liquidity. Now, this could have been the first possible scenario where we look for buys, where we are looking for buys from here. This is the internal liquidity of the previous low right here. Of the previous week, basically, we take it, and with confirmations that was going to be some possible buys. Now that didn't happen. We just retraced to supply right here, kept pushing to the downside. For this reason, I was also looking for sells from here, because I knew that this was just the first internal liquidity being taken, but we have way more internal liquidity to take. We have internal liquidity here also with Excel indicator giving this double bottom perfect right here on the 1 hour, which is even stronger. We have even more internal liquidity here. Okay. Now, after this, the reason why I was looking for sells here was because I knew that there was more internal liquidity that could have possibly been taken, especially because of the Excel indicator here. So I went on lower time frames and I was looking for this. I didn't take it, so I didn't take the trade, but I'm just explaining why I was looking for it. Many people get lost in the change of character thing. You just get completely lost on looking at change of characters. Here, if you look, we have breakout structure. we have supply, and we have nothing. We just have a minor downtrend inside the overall uptrend. Now here, what happens, we should actually take this whole week, but anyway, it's fine. Here, what happens is that many people get trapped, and that's why I like it, because I like getting involved in areas where other people get trapped. We have this fake change of character, where all the people think that they will enter buys from here, continue to the upside, but instead it was just a retracement to supply. Let's see if we had an entry. Yes, we had this possible entry, where also we have confirmation, change of character here. Through this change of character, we retrace to supply, possible trade to the downside. Possible trade to the downside that actually plays out very, very good. So this is the reason why I was looking also for sells and not only for buys, also because this is not a valid change of character, because the supply is still in control. So always look who is in control, which direction is in control. Now, after this, after all of this, we finally reached this area. And in this area, I wasn't able to get involved because of I actually hit a loss here and I entered somewhere and I hit a loss on this one. And then I was looking for buys again. I sent the chart on the signal group. I was like, I will look for buys. I told everyone I will look for buys from this demand. This demand was mitigated. After the demand being mitigated, supply was still in control. And once we broke the supply, price just went crazy because there were news. It was FOMS news, and it just went crazy to the upside. Of course, there was no way to get involved in this, but sometimes the news just push the price where you're looking for it to go, where it is already meant to go. So this was it. We keep going. We have Asian range. Let me see, I wanted to point out something else. Perfect. So one thing you also don't want to do is get involved here on this change of character. Keep in mind the overall direction on higher time frames. We just mitigated a higher time frame area. After mitigating a higher time frame area, we broke previous area in control, and now of course it is normal that after taking some external liquidity and aligning with the overall higher time frame direction, then we go for some internal liquidity. At the end of the day, this was internal liquidity being taken to the demand and to the liquidity of the demand. So internal liquidity right here being taken, it is always the same. Now I wouldn't get involved in this as this order block is still inside the Asian range, so it's not really my favorite type of order block, but still this was good analysis. We kept going to the upside, and now we are here. Now today I'm just waiting, and I'm not really seeing. We had some sell opportunities from up here, but again, the overall direction is bullish. It is true that we just took external liquidity, so some sells above Asian range and above previous high are higher probability. That's true. I still didn't take them. Let me see on the 3 minutes. We had these beautiful possible sells right here. They were very nice. Push above Asian range, change of character right here, entering from supply, push to the downside. That could have been pretty good. But anyway, we didn't get involved in that one. Let me see. Let me see if we have some questions. Here is my trade from yesterday and today's plan. Trade from yesterday on what? Which pair is this? All right. So you have, let me see. Order block, 5-minute order block, then 3 minutes, on 3 minutes. On the 3 minutes, you have change of Carter, you enter, and that's a very good trade. You then have imbalance with order block again, and you're looking for a trade from there. Over a bullish trend, we have trading range. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so it's good that you're looking for buys. Now, I don't know if that will play out already today because, you know, it's Friday, market will close later and so on and so on. But yeah, you are right. We are in an uptrend and that's good analysis overall. GBUSD plan for today. Perfect. I'm looking for buys too. I'm looking for the same thing. 15 minutes order block was respected. We have some confirmation and now we need to check for possible entries. Exactly the same analysis. NZD-CAD for today. Change of card. Yeah, NZD-CAD for today. Very good analysis overall. It is bullish. So overall we look for buys also next week, but I don't think this will happen today. And it could have been a very nice trade right here with the Asian range, what I just showed right here on NZD-CAD. One second, to have, you know, the previous high being taken, the change of Carter happening on 3 minutes right here, and possible sells that could have been pretty good. Bigger change of Carter was here with, this is the bigger confirmation with possible retracement, but anyway, it was already good on this one. A little bit more risky, but still good. Can you check gold, please? Yes, I check it now. It says there are volcanoes in the Canary Islands. Is it real? Yes, it's full of volcanoes in the Canary Islands. They are volcanic islands. They were created by volcanoes. So yes, there are volcanoes in the Canary Islands, but only few of them are active. And in some islands, there are 0 active volcanoes. So you must choose also based on that. Where I live, there are no volcanoes that are active. Here's my plan on GBUSD. Let me see. All right. Let me see, actually, 1 second. Yeah, that's good. I just need to check where to enter from because the first entry is a little bit risky entry, and as you might know, we might go for some internal liquidity and hit your loss. But yeah, I will look for buys also. AUD CHF, not really interested in this one. The analysis is good. I see over a bullish trend, liquidity here, order block here, very good analysis, but I'm not interested in this pair. How do you pick zones to enter from? I usually just check internal and external liquidity. Oh, this is your USD. I'm not really sure what you're showing me, but yeah, your USD. The volcano El Teide, yes, but the El Teide, which is a volcano, very important volcano, which is still active in the Canary Islands, it's in Tenerife, which is another island. I don't live in Tenerife and I don't own any house in Tenerife, so I'm good. Then we have GBUSD. Okay, so be very careful entering sales from here because you always need to think about where the magnet is. Where is the magnet? Let's go. Just like here, don't enter this sales because of this change of Carter. Here we have change of Carter. Don't enter this sales from this supply because you might get another change of character as confirmation here. As you can see, change of character, continuation to the upside. Don't enter these cells because where is the magnet? The magnet is here. Bullish trend, external liquidity being taken. Then we go again to the upside. Here we have, here basically it's quite simple. It's hard sometimes, but it's quite simple if you try to notice it as much as possible. We take this external liquidity. And after taking this external liquidity, we will go for internal liquidity. So internal liquidity, here you have change of character, but this is just internal liquidity being taken. And instead of trading as you did, you must trade with the trend. And here you have the change of character aligned with the bullish trend. And you want to enter these buys. Okay. Now, of course, these buys are not the best because we're not at a key area. So it would be better if at least we pull down to this, but that didn't happen. So when would there be a channel in Discord for members to chat? There is no channel on Discord for members to chat. Just there is not. Is not included in my Discord for now at least. This is USD CAD. Seeing it like this, it looks great, but this is just lower time frames, so I'm not sure. Let me check mine. If you're asking me if I like it as confirmation, I do like it as confirmation, yes. But if you're asking me if I would take that trade, I'm not sure. That the overall trend looks great on the 15 minutes, but on the 1 hour also, actually, on the 4 hours. On 4 hours, there is a, let me see. On the 4 hours, we just grabbed this external liquidity. After grabbing external liquidity, we didn't go for internal liquidity. So keep in mind that your setup is not a high probability setup. This doesn't mean anything. It might still reject and go to the downside. Might still do that and just continue with the bearish order flow. But it is not high probability for me because we just took external liquidity and we had a bunch of opportunities here to enter sells, and so on. But after taking external liquidity, it is way easier for price to go for internal, and maybe reject this supply if we have confirmation, or we still go for internal liquidity and we reject this supply, or we just take out all the internal liquidity of the whole move and we have internal liquidity, and so on, and we reach this higher supply in order for price to continue with its direction to the downside. Now, this might not be the case, and we can just reject this area that you are marking out. And after rejecting it, we might go later for internal liquidity. So maybe we reject, and then we go later for internal liquidity, and your trade is already done by the time we're here. But for me, it would not be the best on a Friday to enter this trade. Now, you can do whatever you want. It looks great. Setup looks great on the 15 minutes. Confirmation looks great on the 1 minute. You have, well, actually, confirmation, let me see. Yeah, confirmation looks great because we break this low, which was the low in control. So after, and it's great also because after taking external liquidity, we're going for the internal liquidity. So this high, and that's it, at least this high, some internal liquidity. We might also grab this as internal liquidity and just reach this supply, or we might not and just hold this one. Now, I usually would just enter from here. Do whatever, if you think it's great setup, then take it. It looks great. Is there any other question? Let's see. Check GP, JPY, please. I don't really trade it. So here we have your USD. You entered these cells. Okay, great. Overall, you must notice that we just took previous high. We went for internal liquidity. We may go for more, but overall we're bullish. The trade before this one, it was great. It looks great. High taken out, change of Carter, perfect continuation to the downside. Yeah. Do we need to see buys on USD? No, not really, not necessarily, but I'm not that interested into the sales for now. As overall, let me show you. As overall, here we were on this uptrend. Here we retraced to the downside after creating this major 4-hour change of Carter, and we might still take this external liquidity, fill this imbalance, reach this supply, and then maybe continue to the downside. Overall, I would say, overall here, we cannot argue that we are not bearish. Of course, we're bearish. We are bearish. We are in a bearish trend, totally. But zooming in, I'm not that confident of saying that from here, we can enter these cells to target a new low. Not at all for me. I would rather wait for higher areas also because of pricing. And we're still not at premium in this move. So I would rather wait for premium areas to be reached in order for me to consider a trade. I'm starting to like also US 30 sometimes. I still haven't traded it, but I've been looking at it for a while. It's not so bad. Looks pretty good sometimes, I would say. So be ready in case any signal on GP, on US 30 comes. All right. Any other question? I haven't checked gold in a while. Oh, there is a question. Does gold have confirmation? Confirmation for what? For sales. So let me see. So we are in a very strong uptrend. We reached this supply, but keep in mind that reaching supply doesn't mean anything unless we have a very strong confirmation. Here, what we have is just breaks of structure, retracements, and these, you know, I either have a clear structure or these. How can I enter sales when I see this? It just doesn't make sense for me to enter sales from here. I would rather wait for a deeper mitigation into the supply, some structure being created, and then a confirmation inside the area. Or more risky, this is the best option. More risky is that we already had confirmations for sales here. Now I'm not interested in anymore because we reached the demand, but if we were able to take this trade, and here we have confirmation, and if you take this trade, where is it? Here. Let's say that you don't enter perfectly, and maybe you enter, let's say you enter here, not perfectly at the top, but you enter there, stop loss just above it, and you target the demand that was reached. That's already a very good trade, and you're done for the day. can also target previous areas already at 125. You're done for the day. This is already a confirmation after going above Asian range, tapping into supply, confirmation, continuation to the downside. This is great. Now, now that we're coming back, let's say that we reach this supply. I'm not really that confident in entering sales because we already reached the demand. We didn't break the demand. Demand is still in control, and I'm not that interested. Can you explain my question, please? Which question? Sorry, there's just a lot of people writing and I can miss them sometimes. Let me see. Let me see if I can find. About the fake change of character on GU on Wednesday. Wednesday was the 27th. This one, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I already explained it. I already showed this one. Where is the magnet? Magnet is here. Why? Uptrend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Low, high, low, high. We have break of structure. Where is, even here we have change of character, where is the demand in control? Demand in control is this one. We're still in this uptrend. After we tap into this demand, continue to the upside, we have this supply. People want to enter from supply. We have change of character right here. We have first this one right here on lower time frames. Then we have a bigger one, change of character right here, and then price just doesn't hold it. Why doesn't it hold? Because we are targeting external liquidity. This is a weak high. It's not a strong high. Those lows can't be seen as liquidity. Which lows? These lows? No. This is the strong low, the latest low from which we start the move to the upside, which breaks structure. And these are not equal lows. Also, these are not equal lows. So these cannot be seen as liquidity to target. Let me see something. The cat was, I just want to see how it, yeah, it just goes to the upside. For now. Good. So this live trading is over. Thank you for connecting. I will upload the recording. I hope you liked it. I will see you next week again, and just prepare your questions. Next week we go again with another live trading.